Oblee, 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 Oblee. So we are at that time of the year when some of us switch to what I call the countdown mode. The countdown mode is pretty much the mode where you are like, hey, there are 4 more months to go. We have entered September now. And then October comes and it's like, hey, there are 3 more months to go. We have entered October now. And you're pretty much counting down to the end of the year for different reasons. But today I want to talk about people who are waiting on the Lord for something, and at the beginning of the year, there's all this excitement and expectation, and then towards the end of the year, it's beginning to look like, hey, God, I beg, do not put me to shame. And then you start counting down, and every time it feels like, God, are you sleeping? Are you even there? Can you hear me? Let me walk you through the life cycle of a professional waiter. I consider myself a professional waiter. I made up that word, by the way. A professional waiter is someone, some of us, we just have to wait on God for certain things in this life. Like while our mates, our peers are getting things, boom. Some of us, we have to wait on the Lord. We have to wait for his time, wait for his season before it happens for us. So I want to share a story of what my year would look like when I was waiting on the Lord for the gift of children. So my husband and I waited on God for children for some years. I remember in January, I'm a January baby, right? So it's my birthday. I'm so excited. I'm like, God, this January, thank you for the new year. God, give me this baby, give me a baby as a birthday gift. And then in February, it's like, yeah, the year is still young. God, you can still do it. By December, I'm going to have my baby. And then March comes, nothing. And I'm still like, God, you can still do it. I can still have this baby this year. If you just let me get pregnant in March, this baby can still come this year. And then April comes and it's like, okay, God, even though it's looking like I cannot have this baby this year, but at least let me get pregnant this year. And then May, June, July comes. It's like, God, will it still happen? I mean, okay, I'm fine with not even having this baby this year. Just let me get pregnant. And, towards the middle of the year, there's still hope. There's still like, it can still happen because the year is still mid-year. It can still happen and all that. So when we now get to like July and August, the prayer switches. God, I want an August visitor. Visit me with an August miracle. Visit me with an August visitor miracle. And then in September, it becomes, God, remember me. And then somehow I switch to this countdown mode where I'm counting down like, hey, September, God, do not let it pass me by. And then October, and then November, and then December. And then I find myself dealing with so much anxiety, towards the end of the year, just because it's already beginning to look like this thing may not happen. This thing that I've been waiting for, if it didn't happen from January to August, it's like, God, September to December, this is your timeline. Oh, this is the only time we have for it to happen. Those times I felt like God would just say, what if I don't do it? What will you do? And then I get to December 31st and the cycle begins again the following year. And as someone who has gone through that season of life and, not just with kids, through my life, I've had to wait for certain things. I've come to tell you today that try your best not to switch to that countdown mode. You know why? Because God's going to do what he's going to do anyway. And he's going to do it when he wants to do it anyway. At least that's what God did with me, because after I've gone through many years of, counting from January to December, another January to December, another January to December, he came through at his own time. Like the time when he even came through self, he was like, okay, this is my time and I'll show up. I'm saying this to encourage somebody who has been waiting and trusting, and you are beginning to feel like, hey, God, this is September. God, will you do this? Will this happen? I really need this to happen this year. This video is for you. I've come to tell you that God is the God of all seasons and all times. He's got season in his hands. He's got our times in his hands. And I also want to tell you that he's going to do it when he's going to do it. He's going to do it how he wants to do it. Now, we can have our own timelines all we want. Like, God, I need this thing before the clinical. But I've come to tell you that at the end of the day, his plan, his purpose, his will be done. And guess what? When his will is done, everything becomes beautiful. That season becomes beautiful. And then you look back and say, if only I've even enjoyed my season of waiting, instead of me dealing with this anxiety. If only I've even just rested and be still and know that God is on the throne. I know it's easier said than done, because me that I'm sitting in front of you, that I'm saying this thing now. Ask me when was the last time I worried about something. Probably a few minutes before I recorded this video. But it's a continuous thing. It's a continuous walk of faith with God. God is still in the business of doing his thing. God is still in the business of working miracles. Is still in the business of, hearing our prayers. God answers prayers. And the biggest prayer we should pray is, God, give me the grace to wait. Give me the grace to endure. Give me the grace to persevere in the place of prayer. You see, my brother, my sister, after you have prayed and you have committed everything into the hands of the Lord, you know what you need to go and do next? Oblee, 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 Oblee. And some of you might want to ask me, what is Oblee? What is Oncho? What is la 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 la? I've come to tell you that what that really means is just celebrate, just rejoice. Make the most of your waiting season. Make the best of your waiting season. Rest in God, rest in his grace, rest in the fact that he never fails, rest in the fact that he is alive, rest in the fact that he answers prayers, and in his own time. It may not even be this year, I'm sorry, God will come through in his own time, at his own pace, and when he comes through, it's going to be perfect. I hope and I pray that this next 4 months of the year would be peaceful for you. You would walk in the peace that God has given you and that God has made available to you. You will not walk in anxiety. You will not be worried, but instead you will trust in the Lord with all your heart. And in all your ways, you're going to acknowledge him. Everything will be all right, okay? Till then, go ahead and Oblee, 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 Oblee.